I want to thank Bomac. I want to thank Red, Saul, Chet, Bernard, Dr. Conroy, Steven, Paulina, Shakur, Denise. I want to thank Julie. I want to thank Jessica, Ish. Most importantly, my brother. I want to thank Harrison, my brother. I want to thank everybody that had a part in making this a success.
Terence Crawford has done it again. It happened on a quiet Tuesday in December with no press conference, no bright lights, and no pay-per-view build-up. Just one video upload that instantly shook the entire boxing world. Terence "Bud" Crawford, the fighter many call the greatest of this generation, did not announce his next opponent. He announced there would be no next fight. At 42-0, coming off the biggest win of his career, Crawford has officially stepped away from boxing.
Breaking news in the boxing world. Terence "Bud" Crawford confirmed his retirement from professional boxing in a social media post and video, saying he's walking away as a great with nothing else left to prove. He didn't really use retired, but in every statement but his message is a strong indication that he's ending his career after his most recent.
Most fighters stay until their bodies fail or their skills fade, and they keep chasing one last payday, even when it turns painful to watch. Crawford chose a different path. He saw the millions still waiting for him. He looked at the history books and decided that 42-0 was enough. But why step away now, when many believe he is still the most dangerous fighter alive? The answer comes from one key moment that happened 3 months ago, and a realization that even the greatest warriors must eventually accept.
Mama, Grandma, we made it. We made it. You know, it's been a journey, you know? It's been a journey. I remember like it was yesterday, I went to quit boxing. You know, it was getting to the point where I didn't enjoy it no more. I didn't love it no more. And Bomac, you know, he always, hey, don't worry about it, man. Just keep going. It's going to all pay off one day. And I'm like, man, fuck boxing. you know, but them having the faith in me and keeping me on the narrow arrow, you know, is what y'all see today.
The announcement dropped on December 16th, 2025, through a simple YouTube video titled "Walking Away" as a great with nothing else left to prove. That title alone sent shockwaves across social media before anyone even hit play. For 5.5 minutes, the boxing world watched a story of violence and victory from the hard gyms of Omaha, Nebraska to the bright lights of Las Vegas. But it was not the highlights that held attention, it was the voice. Crawford sounded calm, steady, and almost unsettling. He said he had made peace with what comes next. That single line carried huge weight for a man whose entire life was built on beating opponents and silencing doubt. He explained that he gave the sport every breath, every scar, and every piece of his heart. This was not quitting or giving up. It was moving on after completing the mission.
I want to thank Bomac. I want to thank Red, Saul, Chet, Bernard, Dr. Conroy, Steven, Paulina, Shakur, Denise. I want to thank Julie. I want to thank Jessica, Ish. Most importantly, my brother. I want to thank Harrison, my brother. I want to thank everybody that had a part in making this a success. Mama, Grandma, we made it. We made it. You know, it's been a journey. You know, it's been a journey. I remember, like it was yesterday, I went to quit boxing. You know, it was getting to the point where I didn't enjoy it no more. I didn't love it no more. And Bomac, you know, he always, hey, don't worry about it, man. Just keep going. It's gonna all pay off one day. And I'm like, man, fuck boxing. But them having the faith in me and keeping me on the narrow arrow, you know, is what y'all see today. You know, because without them, I wouldn't be up here right now. Bernard Davis. I can't thank him enough. Rosendo Robles. I can't thank him enough.
To really understand this decision, you have to go back to September 13th, 2025, because that was the night everything shifted. When Crawford signed the contract to fight Canelo Alvarez, the critics came out immediately. They said he was too small and that he was taking a risk he could not win.
I think it's a ridiculous fight myself. I think that Crawford is too small. Canelo is, in my opinion, the face of boxing right now. I think that look at his resume. I think it's a good fight for a little while. Crawford's hand speed will, just like when Golovkin fought Kell Brook, the hand speed was evident at the beginning of the fight. But as the fight goes on, Canelo's going to start pounding on him, and I think that the fight ends somewhere between the 9th and 12th round.
You really figure because of the size difference, he can stop Crawford?
Well, absolutely. I think that anything Canelo hits him with is going to hurt him. He won't be able to catch him early because, like I said, the speed and the foot speed and the hand speed. And Crawford's a heck of a fighter at his own weight. 54 when he fought Madrimov in his last fight showed us that he can't really, the weight makes a difference. I don't care how much weight he gains and how much he does to try to get up to that level. 168 is going to.
They said moving up 2 weight classes to face the biggest name in boxing at 168 pounds was a suicide mission. They said his 42-0 record was finally about to be erased.
Get this. Terence Crawford is reportedly set to vacate his titles in the 168-pound division and move down to 160 to face Cuba's Erislandy Lara. This would be a huge move for Crawford, aiming to become a 6th division world champion. If this happens, Crawford will face a tough challenge against Lara, who's the WBA champion and has experience fighting at 160 pounds. This fight would be one of the most anticipated of the year, and boxing fans are eager to see the outcome. Crawford has shown incredible skills at 168, and now he's looking to bring the success to a new weight class. Will he succeed? We'll have to wait and see.
Instead, Crawford delivered a masterclass. He didn't just survive Canelo. He dismantled him, capturing the undisputed super middleweight title and doing something no man in the 4-belt era had ever done before, becoming undisputed in 3 different weight classes. That's not just rare, that's almost impossible, the kind of achievement that doesn't just earn you a Hall of Fame plaque, it puts you in the conversation for the greatest athlete of all time, period. And once you've climbed that mountain, once you've taken the crown from the king, what's really left? Fighting a mandatory challenger for a fraction of the money doesn't feel like progress. It feels like going backward. Let's be honest about the economics too, because by walking away now, Terence Crawford is leaving an unfathomable amount of money on the table, the kind of generational wealth most people can't even wrap their heads around. After the Canelo win, the rumors were everywhere. A massive rematch clause rumored to be worth $50 million. Whispers of dropping back down to 160 to chase a 4th undisputed title. Something the sport has never seen. And yet, despite all of that, Crawford chose peace over paydays, legacy over leverage. And that decision might be the most powerful move of his entire career.
Oh, man. Hey, look. Terrence lands, Palm Springs. Never heard of him. Brother-in-law goes out, picks him up, straight to the gym. Because if this work ain't good enough, we got a red eye for him. We'll go back home. I walk in, I see him off in the corner. I'm like, who is this dude, right? Get in the ring with him. My team is right here. This dude is by himself. He came to my corner to get water after every single round. First round goes, I'm like, all right, let me see what he knows. I make a move, boom, I get hit. I'm like, damn, okay. Let me get a little bit serious with this man. Let me see if he lay down. So I turn it up, bing, 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 bing. He's like, bing, 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 right back. And I'm like, ooh, okay, he got something, right? But then I will raise it another level. And then it's an all-out fight. But he right there hanging with me. Every time he's right there. I was supposed to go 6 rounds that day. I only went 4. Ooh, man, I'm like, who are you, man? I'm Terence Crawford. And I look at him, I go, bruh, you ain't no sparring partner. You a world champion.
Then there was the circus, and you already know the names. Headlines started floating around about crossover fights with Jake Paul and other influencers. Low-risk spectacles promising 9-figure paydays. For most people, that temptation would be impossible to resist. 1 or 2 easy fights, a massive check, and ride off into the sunset. But by walking away now, Crawford is making a statement that's almost as rare as his jab. He's saying his legacy matters more than his bank account. He's showing the world that he isn't fighting for a check anymore. He was fighting for respect, for validation, for history. And in his mind, he finally has enough of it.
The fighter that I've ever been in the ring with, right along with Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao was a savage. He was definitely savage, but Crawford, skill for skill, I ain't never been in the ring with nobody more skillful than Crawford. This is history. This is a GOAT before he became the GOAT. And you gotta see how he was before he got to where he is now.